sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to Indianapolis, Indiana, where they fire up the crowd with the striking of the anvil as it's time for football at Lucas Oil Stadium. Coming up, two teams ready to square off. It's the Denver Broncos and the Indianapolis Colts. On the Denver sideline, you get a look at their head coach. This team fell in their season opener a week ago, now hitting the road, looking for their first win. On the other sideline, the Colts head coach, Shane Steichen. His guys... Mike Tirico and Greg Olsen in the booth. Riley Patterson on the field gets this thing going. Off we go from Indianapolis. Good return as he takes it across the 30. Here comes the Denver offense set to take over for the first time. They're led out by their quarterback, former star at the University of Tennessee. It's Hendon Hooker.
You just hope throughout your career, Mike, that you're not on the wrong end of too many games like last week. So many games in the NFL come down to one score. They're very close. And every once in a while, there are multiple score games where you just can't seem to keep it close. They've got to do a better job keeping pace early, get off to a faster start. I want to have a chance. Come the fourth quarter, this thing's within one score. They're going to feel a lot more comfortable this time around than where they were last week.
It'll be taken down, but not before he gets to the Broncos' 37-yard line. On the carry, this is Tyler Algier. He'll try to get back to the line, but he's not happening. Going to lose a yard.
These are the impact plays that this linebacker is capable of, Mike. Not only dissecting and determining where the ball was going, but then to shoot through the line of scrimmage and make this tackle for a loss. That's a big-time play by a really good player.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up second and long. It's second down and 12. Hooker. Open man downfield is Kittle. Unbalanced look to the left here on first down.
First down, Denver.
Here's Hooker. They go sideline, and he stays in bounds. Got the feet down in time. It's a first down.
First and goal at the 3-yard line.
Algier is into the end zone for a Bronco touchdown.
Touchdown, Denver.
Exactly the way they scripted this one. A beautiful opening drive, Greg. Able to find the end zone on the game's first possession.
And, Mike, the word that comes to mind looking at that drive is execution, and that's exactly what they talked about all week long. They wanted to come out early in this game and establish an early rhythm, and that's exactly what they did with that touchdown drive.
Makes the score Broncos 7, Colts
7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. On the return, here's Trevor Etienne. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over. The Colts offense going to take the field here for the first time. They're led out by their veteran quarterback, Super Bowl winner, Russell Wilson.
I think when you take a step back and you look at last week's loss, I think there was some good and there was some bad. And I think you could really say that about the entire team. The 2 touchdown passes were great. Of course, he's got to stop giving the ball away with the interception. But I think if he continues to clean up some of his fundamentals, continue to improve his decision-making, and then on top of that, guys around him just have to continue to play better.
They're going to mark him down up past the 35.
It's a gain of 14 yards. And the Colts first down.
On first down, Wilson rolling to the left. And he'll slide to a halt after picking up about 6.
A gain of 5 brings up second and 5 at the 42-yard line.
This run straight ahead for Etienne. And he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
No gain on the play.
They go 5 receivers for third down and 4. From the shotgun, Wilson. And this ball incomplete. on third down.
Remember what they told us, Mike, leading up to this game. They said it is so critical for us to find success, especially on third down. We want to maintain possession, extend these drives. Well, the first crack comes up and they fail through the air, and we're going to have to regroup and be able to have better success throughout the remainder of this game.
And he'll get a few yards. This return, a pass. The 15-yard line. The Broncos offense ready to possess the football for the second time. Greg, they say flush a game after you lose, right? But when you built up all year for the opener and you get blown out, is it even harder to flush for players?
Well, certainly that's the question, Mike. And regardless of how much the coach stands up there and you try to say, hey, it's a new week, we've got to move forward. And certainly that's the case in the NFL. If you let bad losses linger, you're going to find yourself in a bigger hole. So the problem is when you spend all week and you spend all season saying, okay, this is week one, we're going to get off to a great start, and you lay an egg and you're non-competitive, the last thing you want in the NFL, Mike, is for doubt to set in. So we're going to find out pretty quickly here in this one. Is last week just 1 out of 17 and they're going to move on, or is this going to be signs of things to come as the rest of this season unfolds?
And he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards. From the 41. Here's 2nd and 6. Now, faking the give. Oh, no chance for Uber. A heavy rush. He goes down. Leonard Williams. He gets into drop him for his first sack of the young season.
You can tell the quarterback has built a lot of confidence in his ability to make plays today with his feet. The defense has had a hard time keeping him in check, and this time, much better job in pursuit. Even though he was able to get outside the pocket, they were able to chase him down and bring him down for a sack.
Now, Hooker. Open man left side is Brown. He's got it. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line. The defense blows a chance to get off the field as the offense converts 3rd and 14. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. On play action, he'll set up to throw, and they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Back to throw. Hooker. This one brought in by Brown. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up 3rd down.
A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot, but they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
And this is going to be incomplete. That is a letdown there. Pass looked to be on target, no catch, and now 4th down. They'll run for it. It's Algier. And he is going to have the Broncos 1st down. And more. It'll wind up a gain of 5 on 4th and 2.
And the Broncos 1st down.
Throwing is Hooker. Catch made. That's Pittman. He'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
Hooker to throw. Firing right side. Brought in by Brown. Task now, a really tough one. 3rd and very long. He's got it at about the 8. He's going to be brought down very close to that line to gain. They're going to mark him just a bit short. And now it's 4th down.
I think this is one of those plays that when the ball carrier watches this back in the film room tomorrow, he's going to be a little frustrated with himself. If he could just have made that one guy miss, He picks up the first down. Instead, he gets brought down short of the sticks. And now they got a fourth down decision to make. It's always a little bit of a letdown when you find yourself deep in the red zone and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
So the lead is now 10-0 as this kicks away. This taken in at the 8-yard line. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. The Colts offense is ready for their second possession. Greg, it's one of those weird feelings you build all year for the opener. When you play a tight game and lose, how it changes the feeling coming into this week.
Yeah, it certainly does, and if you're not careful, what's that called in the rule? You don't want one loss to turn into 2, one bad play to turn into 2. The best teams in this league, they have an uncanny ability that regardless, good or bad, blowout or close one from the previous week before, it doesn't lead into the next week's work and ultimately the next week's game. So we'll find out, were they able to learn from the good? And there certainly was a lot of it. But can they move forward today and not let the disappointment of last week trickle into today?
And this is going to be a Colts first down. He has this one past the 35 to about the 37.
That's good for a Colts. First down. First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Now it's Wilson. He gets that to Brown. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. It's a first down completion of 7 yards.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up second and 2.
On the draw, the give to ETN. And he'll get the first down there. A pickup of about 5 yards.
Gain of 6. And the Colts. First down. First and 10 at the 50-yard line.
We are through one. 10-0 is our score. We'll come back to Indianapolis in a moment. The Colts with the football to start this second quarter. Set to go now on 1st and 10. As we are ready to get back underway. Throw to the right flat. It is caught. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pick up of 5. It sets up 2nd and 5.
A gain of 5 brings up second and 5. And the Broncos
Up in the middle, here's ETN. Maybe a couple there. It's 3rd down.
And after that short run, puts them a little bit closer to the first down marker. And they're going to need to create more running room on the ground if they plan on extending this drive.
They'll try and run for the first with ETN. That's a gain of 14 and a first down.
It's a gain of 14 yards. First and 10 at the 28-yard line.
There's a big conversation going on right now around the NFL about what is the true value of having a run game. And I've always thought it comes down to being good at 3 situations. Can you run the ball in the 4th quarter with a lead? How well can you run the ball on the goal line? And then in this case, how well can you run the ball in short yardage situations?
It's a gain of 5. Brings up second and 5.
A carry here for ETN. And he'll bring this inside the 15. It's good enough for the first down.
It's a gain of 8. That's good for the Colts. First down. First and 10 at the 14-yard line.
From the gun, it's Wilson. Oh, it's on target, but it goes as an incompletion. Looked like he had that one in his grasp, but unable to hold on, and it will be second down. And he might have waited just a bit too long there as he throws it incomplete. Looking to set up the screen, but the defense wouldn't give him the time. Third down, here's Wilson. And this will be incomplete. But a penalty flag down on the play. And let's see who's guilty. Out comes Riley Patterson to try the field goal. This a 31-yard attempt. Patterson's kick is good. And the Colts are on the board. It's now 10-3.
And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
But dangerous Nico Hartman on the return. He'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. Back onto the field comes the Denver offense. Greg, you take a step back and look at the AFC West big picture. This is historic stuff. Chiefs are going for a 10th straight division title, but you have to remember, two other teams in this division won double-digit games last year. So the question is, are the Chargers and the Broncos that far behind Kansas City?
You know, it sounds crazy. When you mentioned 9 in a row, you think, oh, they're just going to continue to run away with it. But I'm actually fascinated by this division. I think L.A. and Denver are a lot closer to this year's version of Kansas City, maybe than there's a lot of talk about around the rest of the league. So until someone beats them, you'd be crazy to not pick Kansas City. But last year it was a 4-game and a 5-game spread between them. I think this year, coming down the stretch, that spread is going to be a lot tighter.
No, Greg, I'm thinking if I'm a fan, or even in the front office, for the Chargers, or the Broncos, or the Raiders, do I build my team to try to knock off the king of the hill? Because you only play Kansas City 2 of those 17 games. So how do you factor that into your construction?
Yeah, I think it's such a great point. It's really fascinating to dive into. And while I wouldn't necessarily build my roster to just be Kansas City or to just be whoever you view as the top team in the division, you do want to find some commonalities among your 3 division opponents and make sure you are built to play within your division. That's 6 of the 17 now. Winning the division gets you home to playoff games. There's a lot on the line when you win your division and compete for that title. So, yes, every team has to build their roster. If you have a bunch of really good quarterbacks, you better be able to rush the passer and play pass coverage. If you're playing a lot of grounded pound, big running backs, you better be really good on the inside in defense and be able to defend the run. So there's themes across every division, and the teams that are built to compete within the division are usually the teams that find themselves in the playoffs.
And the Broncos first down.
We go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. On the give, this is Algier. Not much happening there, just a short game.
You know, it's easy to sit up here and say, hey, just keep running the ball. They've been efficient, just kind of wear down this defense by 1,000 different paper cuts. But the problem is, it's only contingent upon your ability to keep the score down. So if you want to continue to run the ball this often, they're going to have to look to their defense to play really well.
He gets this one complete to Pittman. And he's taken down, but they are in business. This sets up 1st and goal.
First down, Broncos.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success. A loss was definitely not something they had accounted or budgeted for in this spot. And now, I think it really limits what do you feel comfortable dialing up here on 2nd and goal.
The throw, Hooker. Duvernay with the grab. And a good job rallying to the football, holding just a gain of a yard. He sets up 3rd down. And he's going to be taken down. Sacked back at the 17-yard line.
And that's a big-time play. It felt like they really needed it, Mike. That was a drive where the offense seemed to be in complete control. Anytime on the defense where you find yourself on your heels, you're giving up big plays, you're giving up fresh set of downs, you need a spark. You need something to change the momentum of the drive, and we'll see if that was it right there.
Joey Sly comes on. They'll try the field goal here. This from 34 yards. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Broncos will extend their lead. So the mistake there, the roughing call on the field goal, they'll take the 3 points off the board, keep possession of the ball, and have it first down. Inside the 5, it is second and goal.
Brings up second and goal.
Blitz coming, he'll throw it. That is caught, and he's in. Hollywood Brown, touchdown Denver. That his first touchdown of the new year. Sly now for the point after. It's up and good. Broncos move out in front by the score of 17-3. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kicks away. From the 6, here comes a return. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. The Colts offense and Travis Etienne set to get back to work. Greg, when you look at the AFC South, there's an appreciation for what the Houston Texans have done. A couple of different quarterbacks, a couple of different head coaches. They've really been the team over the last several years that has been the team to beat in this division. And for the others, there's been moments. The question is, what pieces can they put together to try to knock Houston off the top?
Yeah, and you know, nobody wants to be in a movie, right, Mike? Your coach got fired probably for a reason. You're drafted at the top of the draft order for a reason. Typically means things didn't go great. But if you're going to rebuild, I'll tell you, you want to do it in a division where there's a lot of wins on your schedule. And that's certainly the AFC South over the last couple of years. So as bad as things feel if you're Jacksonville and Tennessee, the fact that there's not a big dog in your division, your ability to find yourself climbing up the ladder is not as far as away as it might seem in the moment.
And Greg, I've heard you say a bunch of times, if you have a quarterback, you have a chance. Well, both of the teams at the bottom of the division last year, Jacksonville and Tennessee, they've got #1 overall picks as their quarterbacks. One who's been around for a bit in Trevor Lawrence and one who's recently been drafted in Cam Ward. They have to be #1 overall pick performers for these teams to come challenge at the top.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And with Trevor Lawrence, Mike, we've seen him play top-tier #1 overall, got a big new contract. And we've seen him play franchise quarterback level ball. It just hasn't been frequent enough. And then, of course, in Tennessee with Cam Ward, we're not sure what it's going to look like, but we knew in college he was incredible. So if they get the Cam Ward we saw last year at Miami, if he brings that culture-changing presence on and off the field in that locker room to Tennessee, you wouldn't be surprised to see Jacksonville and Tennessee higher up that list.
This one broken up. It's incomplete. Good job separating the receiver from the ball, and it is fourth down. And the Broncos bring out their punter. They'll kick it away. Deep to return is Malik Washington. And we will not have a return here. This one angled out of bounds. Colts offense ready to see what they can do in this next possession. Well, Greg, as the season starts, really the season never ends. Think back to the schedule release, and the draft has become this multi-day huge event. Green Bay crushed with all the folks around the stadium in Lambeau, and some big names will be tied to that draft forever. A couple of the rookies that you've watched that are just sticking out in your mind, interested to see how they fit in the league as the season gets going.
You know, obviously so much attention around the quarterback position. Cam Ward goes #1, and then obviously with Shador and all the conversations around that as the draft unfolded. But I think a guy that's going to be fun to watch when you talk about fit, Mike, I think you look at Ashton Genty. He gets drafted by Vegas. He's now with the Raiders. Pete Carroll, it kind of has the feel of, is he his Marshawn Lynch? Is he the bell cow back, under center, Geno Smith, play action, set up that run game, play good defense? This feels like the early days Pete Carroll took when he took over in Seattle and turned them into a Super Bowl champion. So I'm not saying Genty's Marshawn Lynch, but he certainly feels like that's the fit the Raiders were going for when they took him with their first round pick.
Hey, let me ask you about Travis Hunter. Of course, a Heisman winner, Colorado, great play, both sides of the ball as a receiver and a corner. You know, Greg, it's hard to carry that ball loosely, and it is out. The Broncos have it. So, halftime straight ahead, and we go down to Scott Hansen, who has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to the downtown Orlando studios. Scott Hansen and crew with you for a short and sweet halftime, as this game's had a little bit of everything to it. We'll find out which side can establish some tempo in the third quarter as we're ready to kick off the second half. Back out to our commentary team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
As we get back underway here on EA Sports. Here comes a return from the 5. Oh, he's got room past the 30. And they'll be set up well as he is past the 35-yard line. The Colts offense going to have the first crack at it as we begin this third quarter. Now, Greg, as we get the season going, obviously the adjustment to last year's new kickoff rules in place. We talked to a lot of coaches during the year.
And again, it's their inability to prevent negative plays. It's a big reason, Mike, why they find themselves trailing in this game. First play of the series, they already put themselves in a massive hole.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Play clock has expired. They're not going to get this one off on top. Out of the gun, it's Wilson. That's taken in by Horton. And he's out of bounds. Still short of the first down, but he got a good chunk of yardage back with that one.
A pickup of 18 yards. It's now third down.
Out of the gun, here's Russ. That ball is caught on the sideline and both feet in bounds. A big third down pickup for a first down.
And the Colts first down.
Play action. Now, Wilson. Get this complete to Horton. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
10 more yards. That's another Colts first down.
The RPO. That one is complete. He'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
Washington. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6. At the 33-yard.
Wilson will throw again. Under pressure, and down he goes. They got him.
This is what you don't want to see out of your quarterback. As that pocket starts to collapse, the good ones, they can keep their eyes downfield and feel the rush. They don't need to see the rush. Here, his eyes go down. He starts moving around the pocket. Nowhere to go with the ball, and they bring him down for a sack.
3rd and long. It's Wilson. He'll try to run for it. And they can even sniff the first down line there. They'll get 5 yards, but it'll bring up a 4th down.
And that's a great job defensively here on 3rd down. Not only taking away all the options down the field through the air, but when the quarterback decides to turn into a runner himself, they're able to converge and make the play and keep him short of the first down.
He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Colts are able to put up 3 and cut into the lead.
And when you find yourself down double digits, you don't want to make habit of settling for these field goals. It does allow them to chip away a little bit and cut into this deficit, but they've got to find a way to to score touchdowns.
Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. That's where the offense will take over. The Broncos offense ready for their first possession of this second half. Well, Greg, it will be a very busy stretch for the passports. A lot of international games to look forward to. 7-0 outside the U.S. Chiefs and Chargers last week in Sao Paulo. Great ones to follow.
The defensive coaches, they preached all week, Mike. They have to have relentless pursuit of this quarterback when he tries to extend the play. So often it results in a great play for the offense and a big pickup. This time, because of that pursuit, it leads to a big loss.
They'll work the middle here with Algier. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there. What can they do here? This is 3rd and forever. Hooker. Throw on the run is complete. Pretty good effort on that one. It will not be enough. It's going to bring up 4th down. Fair catch called and made right there at the 25-yard line. Here's the Indianapolis offense. Now as they get set to take over once more. The deficit is double digits, so work to do as they begin this drive with 1st and 10. Now Russ. A throw on the move is caught. Still on his feet. He may go. And what an effort after the catch. He goes all the way. 74 yards. Touchdown, Indianapolis. A terrific job all the way around, especially after the catch, Greg, to take it to the end zone for a touchdown.
I'm just so impressed by the acceleration of this receiver, Mike. He catches what is a short pass, and he's able to turn it up the field and take it all the way for 6. That is an impressive play run after catch.
The 2-point conversion.
They'll try to pick it up with Etienne. And he cannot get in. The try for 2 comes up empty, so unable to get within a field goal. The difference remains 5. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Devontae chirping on the return. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. The Broncos offense ready to see what they can do. The lead is 5 as they're going to start with this 1st down. Here's Hooker. Now they'll set up the screen for Chandler. And he'll wind up getting about 7 yards as he is forced out of bounds. Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd and a couple. They'll toss it to the right side to Algier. Get it now. And he's going to be out of bounds just beyond midfield. A whole lot of extra muscle over there on the left side for this 1st and 10. This one broken up. It's incomplete. The defender right there with him. It brings up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Now, Hooker. That is caught by Chandler. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line.
2 yards.
They're locked in on this drive. 2nd connection for that pair. This one gaining 22. It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10. Throwing is Hooker. Inside the 10, it is caught. And he is out of bounds.
First and goal at the 9-yard line.
A run on first and goal. Nothing there. He is fortunate just to get back to the line. Now it's second and goal.
No gain on the play. Leads to second and goal at the 8-yard line.
Hooker to throw. He takes off.
Great job in coverage here. Nowhere for the quarterback to go with the ball. He decides to tuck it and turn it to a runner. They get to him quickly. Picks up a couple yards, but not enough now. Brings up third down.
Throwing here on third, and the rush gets goal. Hill goes down. They got him. Nolan Smith in to drop him on third and goal. And that will send the field goal unit out. Joey Sly comes on. They'll try the field goal here. This about as short as you can get. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Broncos will extend their third quarter lead.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. The Colts offense and their wide receiver getting ready to get back to work. The deficit is 8 as this drive begins with first and 10. And the shotgun, Wilson. That's over the middle and caught by Pearsall. And a big strike for good yardage there all the way up to midfield. His 8th reception of the game and good for a first down.
First and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Wilson now off the bootleg. Off balance throw. It's complete. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line.
It's a gain of 27 yards. That's another Colts first.
ETN now on first and 10. And this tackle there, he pushes forward. It will give him 4 yards. Here's a second and 6.
It's now second and 6 at the 19-yard line.
Once again, it's ETN. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
And after that negative run, I think this changes the play call now on third down. So this offensive line has to be a lot better on first and second down to gain positive yards. Stay on track because you don't want to be in third and pass too often in today's NFL.
And he will easily pick up the first down. They've got first and goal coming up.
Colts first down. First and goal at the 9-yard line.
Well, they certainly aren't wasting any time marching down the field. I mean, you only need one hand to count how many plays they've run, and yet they find themselves first and goal inside the low red zone.
Play clock down to 0. That's going to be a delay. Now it is first and goal. Wilson to throw. Who else? Another kick for his favorite target. Here now, second down and goal.
A 6-yard pickup brings up second and goal at the 7-yard.
So we'll take it to the other end as we are through 3. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Trying again here from the 7-yard line, second down and goal. From the gun, it's Wilson. That one, take it in. Rick Pearsall, touchdown Colts. touchdowns for him now in the afternoon. Greg, how often do we say it's a one-possession game, but that's a two-part story? Part one taken care of right there with the touchdown.
All right, Mike, so they go down and they get the all-important touchdown. But only half the time is this truly a one-score game. They need this two-point conversion here to tie it up.
So here we go. Colts trying to get a little bit closer. They'll go for two now.
Line up for the two-point conversion.
They're going to try to run it in. And he will not get in. They will come up empty on this try for two. Unable to tie this football game up. So the lead is down to just two now in the fourth quarter as they kick it off. On the return, here's Turpin. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. The Broncos offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been successful. He just processes things so quickly, making the right read, seemingly every time. And he'll take this up to the 30. Pick up the 5.
A 6-yard.
They'll come up now for second down and 4. On second down, here's a run with Algier. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
You know, at this point, the defense has to sell out and stop the run. You know exactly what the offense is trying to get accomplished by keeping the ball on the ground. But now the question remains, are they willing to take some risk here and put the ball in the air on third down? Or do they play it safe and keep running the clock by keeping the ball on the ground?
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for first and 10.
First down, Broncos.
A give, running right, is Algier. He's able to get away from one man, but the reinforcements were there fast. He's taken down for a loss on the play.
At this stage in the fourth quarter, great job by the defense, understanding exactly what the offense is trying to do. They're trying to bleed the clock, shorten the game. They completely sold out to stop the run, able to take them down for a loss.
They'll try the jet sweep. Here comes Brown. And that didn't fool anyone. They'll chase him down behind the line of scrimmage.
Tried to get a little cute here, get the ball into the hands of one of their receivers in space on a jet motion, but really nice job there by the defense. When you can set good edges and you can have good force players on the perimeter of the defense, there's really nowhere for this jet sweep to go, because with them running horizontal before the snap, Mike, it's very hard for these receivers to cut and get vertical.
The Broncos bringing out their punter as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a fourth quarter lead. And are they going to mark this out of bounds? They are. It's out at the 1-yard line. What a kick. The Colts offense and their big play wideout getting set for their next possession. And he's had some kind of game. They made it a point to get him involved early. Boy, did that pay great dividends to this point. Catch is made by Wright. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard.
On the pickup. It's second and 8 at the 3-yard line.
They'll run. It's ETN. Oh, that's not going to work out at all. That is a safety. You are hoping your running back can do something to give you space. And Greg, they got the absolute opposite. Instead, it is a safety.
Yeah, exactly right, Mike. That's all they're trying to do, is give themselves some breathing room and get their quarterback out of the end zone on this next snap. But instead, the defense is all over it. They get in the backfield for the tackle for loss, and it leads to the safety.
The return, it is Turpin. And he'll be taken down as the next drive will begin there. The Broncos offense ready for this next possession. The lead sits at 4. So we'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with first and 10. To throw, Hooker. Pushed out to his left. Carrying that ball loosely, and it is out. And the defense is going to come up with it. Maybe the break they need here in the fourth quarter.
That was a great play by the defense, Mike. He got a little sloppy with ball security as he leaves the pocket. They're able to knock it loose and put an end to this drive.
The Colts offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. Remember, they had the safety go against them last time they had it. Fortunately, the defense forced the punt. They'll try again as they start on 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. That's over the middle. Complete to Brown. He's going to be taken down at about the 30. A pickup of 15 in the air. That's good for a Colts first down.
1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Out of the gun, it's Wilson. That's into the hands of Travis Etienne. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. 14 on the pickup. First down, Indianapolis.
1st and 10 at the 17-yard line.
Out of the gun, here's Russ. Oh, a lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
Throwing again, Wilson. That's out to Brown, right side, complete. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short.
Brings up 3rd and 1.
On 3rd and 1, Wilson. He manages to get the throw away and completes it. And he's going to have the first down. They convert on 3rd, and it sets up a 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 6-yard line.
To throw again is Wilson. Now a screen set up for Etienne. And he gets it along. He'll go to the end zone. Travis Etienne. Touchdown, Indy. What a game this has been. Back and forth we go. And that fourth quarter score changes the lead one more time.
And we've seen the lead go back and forth, Mike, and now the question is, can they get a stop? Can they find a way defensively to hang on to this lead and get themselves this big win?
Extra point by Patterson is good. The Colts go up by a field goal as they lead it by 3. So now playing with the lead after that fourth quarter touchdown. Time to kick it back the other way. Hardman now to return it. He'll get across the 20, mark him down 23 yards. Back onto the field comes the Denver offense. They'll begin with 1st and 10. Here's a zone read to start the drive. And he's going to be taken down on the other side of the 50-yard line.
A gain of 33 yards on
Back to throw. Hooker. Firing on left side and caught by Pittman. And will move this ball way down into the red zone inside the 20-yard line.
the Broncos first down.
It's a gain there of 26 yards. So they move inside the 20, 1st and 10 at the 18. A give up the middle to Algier. And he'll manage to break a tackle, get this forward for a couple. And it's 2nd down.
At the 15-yard line. A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8.
Off set up to throw. Moving to his left.
You know, Mike, nice job here by the quarterback, just understanding on these early downs, you just don't want to go backwards. So he's able to avoid the negative play, pick up a little bit, and mostly avoid the sack.
Hooker. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a fourth down. So, here's the kicker, Joey Sly in a pressure spot. This to tie things up here in the fourth. And this one, right down the middle. It's good. That evens the score here in the fourth quarter.
And this is where it pays to have a kicker you can trust, Mike. I mean, this is as big a spot as there is. Fourth quarter, what does he do? He comes out and he delivers to tie up this game.
The Colts offense and Russell Wilson set to take over once more. And he has been masterful so far leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes, generally one step ahead of the defense all game long. They go play action with Wilson. He'll get this to Disley on the way. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. Love to start any drive like that. 18 on the first play. And a first down.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
On the handoff, it's ETN. And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6. From the 48-yard line. Here's second and 4.
Brings up second and 4.
They'll run it once more with ETN. And he'll be near the first down marker. It's called a gain of 3, but a short yardage situation coming up on third down.
And while that run wasn't anything really to write home about, what it allows them to do, Mike, is keep everything in the playbook at their disposal. Third and short, now it's up to these coaches to dial up their best short yardage play and extend this drive.
All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning remain as we get set for first and 10. Here comes ETN running to the left. There he goes, inside the 30. He's going to be taken down, but not until he reaches the 20-yard line. They'll pick up 23 on that one. That's good for a Colts first down.
First and 10 at the 20-yard line.
They'll drop to throw. Short throw taken in by Disley. He'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
Brings up second and 7 at the 17.
Down ETN. And not much there. Good defense. Held to no gain. Now the Broncos going to use the first of their timeouts. Talk things over before third down. Wilson. That is caught at the 3. And he's into the end zone yet again. Ricky Pearsall. Touchdown, Indianapolis. 3 touchdowns for the game. His first 3 of the year. And that is the hat trick. What a game. His 3rd touchdown reception of this one.
And nothing they've done to slow him down has worked, Mike. This defense, they're throwing multiple guys at him. They're playing man, they're playing zone. It doesn't matter. This guy is having his way, and he's having a day.
Extra point by Patterson is good. And the Colts will go up by 7. So the lead is 7 now. Here in this fourth quarter, the tie has been broken. Let's see what happens on this kickoff. On the return, here's Turpin. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Here's Hendon Hooker and the offense down on the scoreboard. 1:11 to go. They've surrendered a double-digit lead, but can rescue themselves as they come up with first down. second and long. Now, Hooker. High-headed defender draped all over him. Incomplete. Good work to body him up and set up a third down. Throwing is Hooker. He'll get this one complete to Brown. And he'll be brought down, but not before they get this all the way up near midfield.
A gain of 27 on the play. First down, Broncos.
He'll get up and clock it, and does it with just a little over 40 seconds to play. Here's Hooker. Oh, what a pressure there. He can't get a throwaway, and he's taken down. The Broncos going to signal for their third and final timeout. It comes with 36 seconds remaining in this fourth quarter. The crowd cranking it up another notch before third and long. Kittle is the man in motion. On third down, they'll set up to throw. Able to find Pittman. It's complete. He's going to be brought down very close to that line to gain. They're going to mark him just a bit short. And now it's fourth down. Disaster this juncture of the game. Unfortunately, a teammate able to cradle it, and they keep possession. Victory formation, defense powerless to stop. And that should just about do it. So it's a win for the Colts. This was a game where both offenses were up and down the field, marching the ball at will, matching each other point for point. In the end, a few more defensive stops than their opponents did. That is the difference in this one. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Colts, winners here in the Circle City, as we say so long from Indianapolis.